Hello YouTube, how the heck are you? Jaylbayt here with another episode of Stardrive 2, playing as the Draylock Council. Now when last we left, we had finished putting the Vulfar back in their place, and starting to scout out a bit more of the region, trying to find another uh, race that we can do some trades with. We need to get ourselves back into the black here. So that's where we're at. Now, I've done a bit of thinking here, and I think we've gotten, with the wars that we had to deal with, we've gotten off track. And so what I want to do is get back to what we're good at, which is making money, making spies, getting spies in. So to do that, here we got this guy about to run out of fuel. Yes, we've got our little fuel barge coming to save them. Now, to do that, some of the things we have to do is, first, we have to get some more trade established. So to do that, I want to see where we're at. The problem is that we have so much dislike here because of our expansionism. Although if you look at their empire, they're expanding all over the place, just crazy. I don't know how expansionism deals with, or how it, if or how it will tick down to get things. The Vulfar obviously hate our guts right now, and we, if I remember right, we forced them to give us a bunch of stuff. So yes. So we're not going to be able to do anything with them. So that's why opening up relations with another faction fairly soon would be pretty cool. Alright, so let us go ahead and keep things going. We're about to research the supercomputer planetary, which means we can get some more research going, although we've got quite a bit of research as it is. And the more I think about it, the more I look back. I mean, Zero is an amazing, not Zero, One here in the system of Zero is an amazing planet, and so holding on to that was a really good idea. But in Mimas here, we have this huge tundra. It's got a lot of pretty decent stuff, but the maintenance on it all is just devastating. And I learned that when you have, let's take a look here. So one is creating trade goods, and while that's okay, you can see our trade goods brings us 5, a decent amount. I found out that that goes up significantly, and you can read it here, if you have trade routes established with other cultures. It produces, it's improved, okay, so 10 production per BC is what's converted. However, that's improved by 1 production per BC for each foreign trade route that you have. And that means if we have like a large trade route, that's up to 6 foreign trade routes. And so if we can get that down, if you just imagine this, these guys are producing 47 production. So if we have 10 trade routes, it's going to start producing 47 billion credits per turn just by producing trade goods. So now that I understand that a little bit better, I wish I would have understood it a little bit better before when we had all those, when we were trading with 3 races at a time and that sort of thing. We would have made a bajillion amounts of money. But live and learn. So let's keep doing things as we are doing it. The Vulfar are recovering here. We've got, what are you guys? A couple of fly swatters, okay. Yeah, we went and we colonized Entar because it's a large Terran. Very nice. However, again, I think we got too big. And it's interesting, in this game, It's one of the first 4X games where expansion and just colonizing a bazillion planets may not actually be the best strategy for you. For us specifically, we don't want that expansion penalty on our diplomacy. We don't want to kind of tick people off. However, if the game is going to force you into war like we've seen it do, then some expansion is necessary, or good, as long as you're getting planets that can produce more wealth than their cost, which we got a little crazy on. We got really expansive really quickly, so hopefully we can recover from that. So we will not be colonizing new planets in the near future. Alright, so I'm going to send our fleet back to Etho, and I want to get us back into where we can start doing stuff. So let's take a look here. Oh, the Planetary Stock Exchange. Plus 2 BC per trade route that other empires have with you, in addition to your normal trade incomes. Oh, so Galactic Currency Exchange gives us... That's interesting. Now, another thing we can do is we're producing 118 beakers per turn. We could start doing some experimental technologies, which could be very good, could be very bad. I don't know. I don't know what these are. I don't know if they're random to a point where it's just anything goes, or if these experimental trees are tailored to your race and will always be the same in every playthrough. That I'm not sure. But we don't know what these are going to be. Like, I think we did one, right? Or two. We got the blue shift laser and the unsavory cantinas, which are interesting. Plus 15 approval, but it's 5 BC per thing. So, I don't know. These could be good, they could be horrible. And so, I'm not sure how deep we want to dip into this. It's just kind of a gamble. On the other hand, we're out of war, so we could go into things like urban infrastructure to get stuff that will help our unhappiness from overcrowding. Since we're not going to be really colonizing much more in the future, could be good. Biospheres, I wish it's so good. We had to get the space for it, but plus 2 population per colony. That's fantastic. If we can get this from somebody, that would be good. And then our next thing is battleship construction, battle stations. We could go into battleship construction, start making fewer ships but big monsters that will help us stave off any wars or that sort of thing. Or we could go with big battle stations that will give us more command points. They will be tougher on our planets. Things to consider there. Energy, this is all just like getting the class 3 shields would be good. Fighter shields, I think I'm going to move away from fighters. As much as I like fighters, I don't think the Dreylock are best situated for them. In fact, I did a bit of research, and the Dreylock seem to be very good with missiles. And I think that has to do with some of these experimental things. They get bonuses with missiles. And so if we want to go into more shipbuilding stuff, we should really explore cruise missiles and things of that nature. Antimatter reactors would be fantastic. I did a little bit of playing with the battle thing, and the antimatter the thing I noticed is that the better your power plant, the easier it is to fit just tons and tons and tons of stuff on your ship. So, getting that going would be quite good, I think. If we need to go back into to ship design and go back into combat. So you've got antimatter reactors here. That would get us into ordnance fabrication, which is fantastic. So is this transporter device. So the way that a transporter device is you can have a ship just stock full of ordnance, of ordnance, ammo and stuff. And then this transporter device goes on it, and then whenever any of your ships starts running out of ammo, these guys will feed them ammunition. So you can do that through their transport. The only problem is that ship might be susceptible to attack, whereas an ordnance fabricator, you put on these ordnance fabricators, they look like the regular ordnance boxes, and a ton of power, and they will constantly fabricate ordnance for you. And so it's an interesting balance of trying to find how much power to how much of these fabricators you need to keep your weapons firing constantly and not running out of ammo. So if we were going to go that route, I think taking a reactor and then the fabricator would be really good. Then of course we have some of this other stuff further down the line, which we don't need to get into. So we've got a couple of options. We also have these arcologies. We looked at this, right? CIC is good for fleets. Thought Police plus 20% approval rating, -1 growth. So we grow slower, but we have huge approvals. That could be really good. And then you can have different types of governments. So this is a decent tree, although we're getting pretty deep into it, so this stuff is going to be expensive. If you look here, 4,200 research, we're producing 100. I don't know how efficient it is going to be to keep going into socioeconomics until we boost our research points. Similar thing with the physics here. Energy we looked at, yeah. And then we have these where I think we want to get these cruise missiles. Cluster cannon's an interesting option for keeping fighters away from us. And then we have some of this other stuff. Soma. Feel-good drugs. So, Soma. Drugs and rock and roll. Increase happiness. And then there's other missiles. Swarm missiles. I've heard these things are just crazy. Yeah, so we've got a lot of options that we can do. What I think we want to do is I'd really like to get down here to like mech factory or heavy weapons, because our ground forces are so squishy, and being able to use mechs in ground assaults I think would be fantastic. It is an expensive technology and we would have to get through a couple things to get there, but I think that would be cool. But ultimately I think what we'll do is I want to start alternating between experimental techs and then a regular tech here. So we'll start with an experimental. We just finished the planetary supercomputer. These things finish very quickly with what we have, so I'm okay with that. Alright, we do not have any fleet maintenance. Okay, that's good. So let's just go. We're going to have to kind of wait things out until we either find a new race or Neurotoxin bomb stolen by moles. Sons of dis. What does our spy situation look like? We have one defensive spy. Okay. Automated factory's been completed. They're doing an orbital habitat. You guys really don't need an orbital habitat right off the bat. Alright, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a couple spies, because we want some defensive spies. Xeno intelligence. Oh, planetary supercomputers. We have those now. We can go to automated factory. Let's go ahead and go over here to 1 and make sure that we get them building these things. That will add to our deficit, especially since we took them off of trade goods, but in the long run, it will be good. Okay. Let's see here. Are you guys getting better with the expansionism? No. So, what I want to do, these guys are both kind of pissy at us. Hello, you guys. How are you? I am here. Where's that thing that we got? Unsavory cantinas. Do you have anything that I really, really want? Battle station could be good. Nothing that you're really going to be able to trade for us, anyways. And I'm pretty sure these, yeah, they're like 40. 30, 50, 70. Non-aggression is 40, but I'm not worried about aggression from these guys. So what I think we're going to do, I'm just going to give them this. And you can see that give us a huge jump. Got a great gift, it's 30%. So now, that's for 75 turns. Now, that's going to hopefully let us start improving our tolerance with these guys. And I'm going to do a similar thing with these guys. In fact, I may give them the same thing, unless we've already given it to them. I think we have. What are these guys like? They value their colonies and yours at 50%. I'm not going to give them a colony. Evil races are just plain mean and relish in the suffering of others. Ship module technology, they press at 50% premium over their normal valuation. Okay. So, if you look at some of these things, I think they'll say that they're a ship module. No, only on the actual tech screens. But obviously, Class 1 shields is a ship module. Fusion beams is a ship module, right? Now, our tolerance with them is pretty poop because, well, we kind of hate their guts. However, I think I'm willing. The color is also blue. I'm willing to overgo our tolerance in order to get theirs ticked down better and have better relations. Humbled in defeat, military actions against us up to 64%, so that's going to take some territorial incursions. That's interesting. Yeah, so I think we could safely give them... No, that's not good. Like fusion beams, they don't have... What is the ones... These are the EMP things. I really don't want them to have that. We could just give them something like main engineering, which I think would be good, because they build smaller ships, so while this will help them a little bit, it won't help them until they get much bigger ships. And they typically don't build those. So, we're going to incur some extra stuff. They receive a penalty of their happiness while the tolerance cap remains exceeded, but we have got to get these guys moving back into the approval direction so that we can trade with them in the future. Trade is going to be huge. If we don't get some trade going, we're going to have problems. Alright, our scouts are nearby. Our fleet here is getting close. You guys have done a wonderful job. I think it's time you go home. Repair, relax. Yeah. Get some hot cocoa and just put your feet up, really. I wish after you've explored it, you know what they are so you can do stuff. I know we had at one point thought about taking these guys to here, but it's not going to be. I'd love to get another set of these guys, but I think they cost 500 and we just don't have the funds for that. Oh gosh. This thing is just awful. Okay. So these rifts are like, if you ever played Master of Orion, these are like the Antarans. They come out of these rifts, they have really powerful ships, and they just attack you and blow shit up, and just pretty much are just a nuisance. I really think that this is... I like kind of the aspect, because you can go in there and like fight them at their homeworld and get some really crazy good technologies. But in order to beat them, you need crazy good ships and a crazy large fleet. And so I'm kind of torn about that, because not only do we have this, but we have pirates and we have crystals. There's like crystal races that I think we saw, and there's you know, like these things over here. There's these, whatever these things are, alien creature fleets. So I think it's a little too much. It's too much garbage that we have to deal with, especially if you want to play a race that's not supposed to be very combative. And yet here we are having to make all these fleets and stuff to make things very combat oriented. Yeah. So here comes these gooblers. A fleet of heavily armed vessels have entered our sensor range. The ship configurations are not unlike vessels we have seen before, so-called remnant vessels, but these ships are far more advanced, and they seem to be aggressively moving into our space. We should intercept these vessels with haste. Well, I'd love to, except our fleet's way the freak down here. They're way up here. So I'm going to send these guys over here. I'm going to send these guys. Could maybe have them go fight. But let's send them, let's redirect them. Because if they get here before these guys get there and land, they're just going to blow them up. Oh, it's annoying. Because these guys just kill your star bases. And you have to build them again. Alright, Doctrine of Speed research. Move swiftly like the raptor, cut deeply like his claws. Draylock ships are built for speed. With this tech, grant or gain plus 25% movement speed. Oh, that's interesting. Is that on this map too? Or is that just in combat? I'm not sure. Interesting. Alright, so we did an experimental. Let's go ahead and grab the urban infrastructure. The other thing with expansion is this penalty to tech. We're up to almost 50%. See, now these guys are chasing this little goobler. And now they're just sitting there. So if see, they're coming. Yeah. So let me show you what nonsense this is about. Now we have mass drivers and whatever, but these things typically have shields that are just stupid. Can I see them? Alright. Yeah, okay. So they've got this big shield thing. They've got what looks like, I think these are EMP torpedoes. And then a little bit of this, okay. But these shields, I think these are class 3 shields. So you can imagine, they've got these dark matter power reactors which just produce bajillion power. Are these all the same? Yes. Yes, they are. Okay, so this one is fusion reactor. A little bit different. So maybe different torpedoes here. Can't tell. But excuse me. But this shield here is just going to be a nightmare. Alright. Well, let's get this show on the road. Let's go ahead and have you focus, sure, on one of these guys. So that guy has taken 4,000 damage, and his shields are not even slightly hurt. Oh, and they have jammers. So our missiles, you can see this jam, they just go crazy. They have one jammer. Because they all have them, they're able to jam a lot of missiles. And there you go. These rockets have already, or these torpedoes, just destroyed us. 43,000 damage in like 2 seconds. So you can see how kind of, in my opinion, bullcrap these guys are. Their whole purpose is simply to just come and beat you up a little bit and then they leave. It's really freaking annoying. So they are coming after these guys. I wonder if we can sneak them. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is land them here. Crap, we got colonies not doing anything. Lothar 3, what are you doing? You don't even have a research lab? What? What have you been doing? Alright. So with you guys, let's go ahead and build a research lab. We don't really need to deal with what's your pollution look like. It's not bad. So yeah, we'll go ahead and build a research lab and an Imperial Bank. Then who else? Mimas. Ah, Mimas. What's your pollution like? 12. So we'd get 4. That's okay. I'm not too worried about it just yet. We'll give you a research lab and a bank. Okay. Yeah, so I landed them. I don't know if these guys will continue to go. They may come back here where we have our fleet and maybe a fighting chance. Although, spoilers, I'm not confident. Now they have bombs, but I don't think they actually bomb your planets. I think they just kill your fleets and say hooray. Also, our scout got to Celis. So you've got a tiny asteroid that's rich, gas giant, tiny, radiate, ultra poor, really, really bad. These asteroids are actually quite interesting. So what I learned is that on asteroids, since they're basically in space and you're living in habitats, you don't get pollution. So, hello timer. So since if you can get the biospheres and the where else did we see asteroids? Can't remember. Yeah, so that's abundant. So if you can find like an ultra rich asteroid, it's actually not a very bad idea to colonize it, because you only get one guy. So here's a rich one, but with the asteroid improvement you'll get 3, and with biospheres you'll get up to 5, and they will be producing ridiculous amounts of production because they have no pollution. The pollution just leaks off into the ether, as it were. Abundant, rich. So I don't see any ultra riches. Rich. See this medium ocean that's rich? That would have been pretty decent. Normal G. Yeah. See, so there's a lot of planets and stuff we could colonize, but it wouldn't do us very good. We're losing tons of money. And hopefully we get a trade route going so that our colony at 1 can actually help us do some stuff. We've completed a spy, which is good. That should help with our defensive efforts. I really want to leave our spies here to weed out any of the nonsense that these two might be doing. Okay. So, that happened. What is happening here? So you guys are here. Okay. Yeah. These guys are coming back. Okay. So maybe with our entire fleet, maybe we can put up a fight. Although, the more I think about it, the more I feel like we're just going to lose our entire fleet here. But perhaps. Okay, so what have we got? Okay, so the pigeon, you're useless. Eagle Eye, you're useless. We've got 2 peregrines and a bunch of falcons and a couple fly swatters. Okay, so let's move you guys way back here. Fly swatters, we'll put you here. I'm hoping you can take out some of those torpedoes these guys are like to launch. Yeah, and let's oh, you two are gonna get the F out of Dodge. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's try this out. Hopefully we can focus fire. Oh, son of a bitch. I really hate how dumb this is. Okay. So this guy's taking fire. Let's give him some shields. Give you some shields. You see, this guy is just taking nothing. It's just getting owned because I think those things they have on them are like those plasma cannons. Oh, there's something that blew up. Is that one of these guys? What are you guys doing? There goes another one of our peregrines. Yeah, and these guys are just going to annihilate. So like I said, I think we killed one of their ships. Yes, we killed one ship with our entire fleet. Ah, these things are bullshit. They didn't even take that much damage. It's just the shield. It's breaking through that frackin' shield. Is just dumb. So these guys are going to run around and blow up all my star bases, and then they're going to leave. Oh, it's annoying. And they're going to kill these because there's nowhere for them to go. I wonder if we can run them away again. And let's go. Yeah, so we need something that's good against shields. If we could get like ECCM for missiles, because I think going forward we're really going to focus on missiles. I think that'll just attack them again because they're still in the same space. Yeah, crap. Okay, so we have to just let them die. We're gonna need something that allows us. I would love this, but we simply do not have the resources for it. Anyways, I think that's where I'm going to end it. So we did really good with the Vulfar, and we're going to continue exploring. However, this garbage we have to deal with until they leave. God, it's so annoying. We did kill one of their ships. They're really weak if you can get through the shield, so perhaps we can look and see if there's any kind of good shield penetrating weaponry that we can throw on some ships, and we'll just have them specifically designed to kill these effing master whore bags. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the episodes, and please leave a like if you did. Comment. I love to hear your comments so I can make things better, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Until the next time, though, I've been Jaylbayt, and you guys live free, game hard.